Hey guys, Bill Soriano here from Pittsburgh. I wanted to come on, drop this video here in the group, my Forex Smart Money Trading Academy group, to go over tonight here on 1/31/23 Tuesday evening. Want to go over some of the harmonic pattern alerts and also smart money alerts. So some of the smart monics and smart money alerts that came out today, and a trade that I actually did take today, even though against my better judgment, going with the confirmations on the 15-minute chart. And I generally don't like to do that, but I took this trade tonight so that I can get it recorded and get it journaled and see what happens with it. So let me just share my screen here real fast, and we'll go over these quickly here, hopefully. So we got some harmonic pattern alerts here today. We got a 4-hour one in USD CAD and also a 4-hour in AUD/NZD. I'm sorry, that's a 1-hour in AUD/NZD and a 4-hour in USD CAD also. So that one came out twice for some reason. Then early this morning during the London session, we got a couple smart money alerts on AU and GU. So we're gonna check them out, just see what's going on here. Let's go. So this is the trade that I decided to take, and it's actually in OddCAD. So if you look at the scanner here, if you go to the 1-hour scans, right here, the two newest ones on the 1-hour are the OddCAD that came out 6 hours ago and the Odd NZD, which came out 4 hours ago. So when we look at the OddCAD here, and we're going to go to the 1-hour chart to see the scan here. And so we can see what's going on here. This is a sell alert, obviously. And when we go into our charts here and look at OddCAD, let's get rid of this here. And the first thing we do is we want to pull up the 4-hour chart to see where we're at. So when we pull up the 4-hour chart here, we found a couple order block areas here where we have some 4-hour banker candles. Here's a nice banker candle right there. We got that 4-hour area, and then we have another 4-hour area down here as well. And so price moved into that first area. And if you drop down to the 1-hour, you don't get any ATH signals. There's no double bottom. There's no candlestick pattern to trade off of. There's really no confirmation to take the trade on the 1-hour chart. And I really don't like to go any lower than the 1-hour. But at times I will look at the 30-minute to see what's going on there. Again, we have no double bottom yet. We have no bullish candlestick patterns. We have nothing. And we really don't get anything until we come down to the 15-minute chart here. And so on the 15-minute chart, we were able to get an ATH right here. And this came out at 15:45 today. So that's about 3:45 p.m. Eastern time today. So not the best time to open a trade, first of all. So that's kind of one strike against it. The second strike is the confirmations on the 15-minute chart. And I really don't like to take confirmations off the 15-minute chart because a lot of times they're not as valid as the 1-hour and the 4-hour confirmations that you get. So let's pull up OddCAD here on the scanner. And again, you see here, price came down here. And so what we're looking for here is a shift candle. We're looking for that arrow underneath one of these candles. And then we check this to make sure that we're looking for the blue candle, shift candle, telling us that the momentum has now started upward. And we're looking for all three indicators to be blue down below here. So again, there's nothing here. If we look at the 1-hour chart, that's what we are on. There's nothing there, right? If we drop down to the 30-minute, right, we get, we're looking at this blue candle. This is a possible shift candle right here. You have the blue arrow underneath this blue candle right here, moving upwards above that moving average line there. But we see here that if you look down here, the red line is above the blue line. So sellers are still in control here. Also, it looks like these two lines are even here. So that's not a valid shift candle. So you don't get a valid shift candle on the 30-minute chart. Like I said, you don't get a valid shift candle until you drop all the way down to the 15-minute chart. And right here at 15:45 or 3:45 p.m. Eastern time, we get a blue arrow shift candle here telling us that now price is moving up with momentum. This indicator here is blue. The blue line's above the red line here, and our blue line is above the red line here. So this is a valid shift candle, but again, it's on the 15-minute chart. So when you look at this here, obviously your fair value gap entry, this is the candle right here. It's also an ATH. And your fair value gap entry, you go to the candle before and use that wick right there. So I was a little late getting into this trade. Price moved back into that fair value gap entry level and actually below it. And so we got in the trade, and right now we're currently down. Okay. And so this is marked up as almost a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio trade. It looks like we're risking 16 pips in order to get 45. So it's almost 1-to-3. But again, I'm not real happy with it. It's on the 15-minute. The confirmations came on the 15-minute chart. I really don't like to take confirmations below the 1-hour chart, right? I like to mark up the 4-hour area of interest. Once price moves into that 4-hour area, I like to drop down to the 1-hour chart and look for the confirmations there. I didn't have any on the 1-hour, didn't have any on the 30-minute. I had to go all the way down to the 15-minute to take this trade. So we'll see how this pans out, right? I posted it here in the group for you. Let's refresh this page here. I posted it in the group so we'd have it documented here, right? Here's where we got in 93838 and stop loss, take profit right here. Okay. So this is a trade that we're in. It's an open position right now. I'm not real happy about it, but that's the way it is. The other alert that went off, I was showing you was AUDNZD. That 1-hour harmonic scan alert came out 4 hours ago, right? And so if we pull up AUDNZD here, what we see here is that we go to the 4-hour chart here, right? We have this order block area right here. I don't know why I have it so big here. Let me see something here. Let me get rid of that line there. And let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so this was a trade from the other day, which was a winning trade, obviously. That was the shift candle right there. It went down, then it went back up, and now it's back up into our 4-hour area of interest, right? If we drop down to the 1-hour chart, we don't have any confirmations to take that trade, right? We don't have any, no double top, no double top here. There's no bearish candlestick pattern. There's no ATH, and that's on the 1-hour. Again, if we drop down to the 30-minute, the same thing here. We're starting to form a double top here, somewhat of a double top here on the 30 minutes. So we could possibly get a candlestick pattern or an ATH, and that would give us 2 out of 3 confirmations to take this trade. Or we could also wait for the shift candle to come out with the ATH as well. So if we go back to the harmonic scanner, and again, we're in AUDNZD here. Let's just do this here real fast. We could see where price is at. If we drop down to the 1-hour, looks like that's what we were on. Okay. And then if we drop down to the 30-minute, we see that we don't have any shift candle yet. There's no red arrow above any of these candles here. Price hasn't closed below this line right here yet. So there's no momentum. There's no momentum on the way down here telling us that we could possibly have a shift candle. Now, again, if we drop down to the 15-minute chart, we still don't have a shift candle here either, okay, that we could look at. So there's no confirmation to take this trade in AUD-NZD on the way down, but we are in our 4-hour area of interest. So we need to keep an eye on that tonight to see if anything goes off with that, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this purple. That's how I know that we need to keep an eye on that, right? This trade we're already in. This one we need to keep an eye on, so we're going to make that purple. Now, let's see what else we have here, right? We talked about UCAD. We didn't look at UCAD yet. So UCAD, we got a bullish harmonic on the 4-hour chart here. So let's see what this looks like here. We look at the 4-hour scans. I don't know. UCAD wasn't the last one to come out. For some reason, I'm not getting notified about this GBP-CAD. So let's look at this one, because this has come out here on the 4-hour. It's a 4-hour scan. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll drop down. I'll look at the 4-hour chart to see if I can find an area. But since it is a 4-hour harmonic scan, I may also want to look at the daily. But actually what happened was, I remember I just looked at this a little while ago. I found this 4-hour area here. So you can see there's a lot of liquidity in this area here, a lot of price action. We have this consolidation here. We have this banker candle right here, but we have a bigger candle over here. So we're going to take this whole area right here as our 4-hour area interest, okay? And so we're just going to mark this up here, 4-hour area of interest, right? That way we know. And so we need price to move into this area. Once it does, we'll get an alert. We have an alert set right here, this blue line. We'll get an alert to our email, and then we know to come in here, drop down to the 1-hour, and look for a double bottom, a bullish candlestick pattern, or look for the ATH. And if we get the ATH, then we go over to the harmonic scanner to see if we have a shift candle as well. So we try to get both of them like that. We need to have at least 2 confirmations out of the 4 confirmations that we now have available to us, right? We have the double top, double bottom, right? We have candlestick patterns, right? We have the ATH, and now we have the shift candle on harmonic scanner. So remember, we're just looking at the pairs now that come out on the scans. So we're using the harmonic scanner to find what pairs we're going to watch. Now, I like to do the 1-hour or the 4-hour ones. Those are the 2 I look for, right? And I have those set to give me an alert here whenever they come out, right? As you see here, I got these 3 alerts. So if we look here, we marked up that area of interest in GBP-CAD. Now, if we look at USD-CAD on the 4-hour, right? We see prices move down here. So let's see what we have in USD-CAD. Okay, so with USD-CAD, we have this daily area of interest right here. Okay, so let's see what we have here on the 4-hour chart. That's pretty far over. So since this was a 4-hour scan, we looked at this 4-hour banker candle right here. We're going to pull this area up to where, since that candle body is so big, we're just going to use that candle body right there. And so that's basically the last down candle before this move up occurs, right? And you know, we get a break of structure right here. So that validates that banker candle, this order block right here. So price has already moved into our area of interest here. It moved in. As you can see, it moved in earlier, and then it shot up. And I think this was a scan that came out too. But now when you look on the 1-hour chart, you can see right here, prices just moved down into our area of interest. And again, we have no double bottom yet. we have no candlestick pattern, we have no ATH. If we drop down to the 30-minute, we have the same situation here. This is basically consolidating. It's forming what could be a banker box pattern inside of our daily. Did I say this was a daily area of interest, right? So it's forming what looks like a banker box in there. And again, if we drop down to the 15, we do get some ATHs come out here, but I don't want to look at those right now. Okay. If we go into the harmonic scanner here, again, we're on the 4 hour. If we drop this down to the 1 hour, right, we don't have any arrows. We don't have any potential shift candles on the 1 hour. On the 30-minute, we have no potential shift candles here, right? As you can see here, these candles. And if we do drop down to the 15-minute, we don't have any potential shift candles there either. This one, well, let's look at this one here real fast. This one here, it's blue, blue, and blue. So that could be a shift candle right there. But again, that's on the 15-minute chart. So that's basically at, I don't know why I can't get this to stay on New York time here. I changed it in the settings, but for some reason it just won't stay. So if anybody's really good at TradingView and they know what I need to do to get that to stay on UTC -5, let me know. Anyway, this is a blue shift candle moving up. We got a blue candle here. We got the blue line above the red line, the blue line above the red line. So this is a valid shift candle right here at 1645. And where was we at here? 1645. That's this candle right here. So we don't have an ATH on that candle. So we don't get a second confirmation. If we would get the ATH before or after, that would be okay. Like one candle before, one candle after. But we don't get any ATHs until right here. And then we get 3 of them in within a 2 hour period. So I'm not real keen on those right there. Had this been an ATH right here at the same time as the shift candle on the harmonic scanner, then maybe I would have thought about taking the trade. Again, it's on the 15-minute. This is a confirmation on the 15-minute. I don't like it as much. I really like the 1 hour, but I understand that we're going to have to drop down to maybe the 30 minutes sometimes to get into these trades. And the 30-minute seems to be pretty good. Seems to have a pretty good success rate to me. But the 15-minute or lower, I'm just not happy with the success rate with those. And this trade that we took obviously in AUDCAD, we'll see how that works out for us. Like I said, this is, again, when you look here, you don't see any ATHs, right? On the 1 hour. If I go to the 30-minute, there's no ATHs. And then, of course, when I drop down to the 15-minute, I get the ATH. And again, that ATH, the reason why I did take that trade is because that ATH on the 15-minute coincided with the same candle is the shift candle, right, that I showed you earlier in the harmonic scanner. So those were harmonic scans I was looking at tonight. I did take this one trade, like I said. We'll see how that works out. I'll post the results to that tomorrow. I'll go over it live, and I'll go over it in a video in the group. And then the other two I wanted to go over were these two here, AU and GU. These were also harmonic scans at one point, but not as recent. So let's look at AU here real fast. If we look at AU, we had, so what happened here is price had moved into our area of interest here. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 4 hour. Yeah, this is a 4 hour banker candle right here. As you can see, price moves up, breaks structure. And so this area right here is where we have some liquidity. And we went with this candle right here. It's not the best candle, but it has a nice engulfing candle after it, right? So what we were looking at here was, if we drop down to the 15-minute chart, and again, I don't like the 15-minute chart to get my confirmations, but I looked at it here, and what we seen was we got the ATH right here at 8:30 in the morning. 8:30 this morning, this nice ATH came out, right? And if we pull up AU here, let's see, AU's right here. So this scan came out a while ago. But see what we could do here. So if we drop down to the 15-minute here, what time was that again? That was I have that marked 8:30 in the morning, right? So let's see where we were at. So again, this was a while back here when this came out. Let's see, here's our candle right here. It looks like the candle came out, we're on the wrong date here. Okay, my bad. Bear with me here. Let's see, 2:45, 7 o'clock. And there's the 8:30 candle right there. So there's our shift candle right there. If we open up the indicators, we see that we're blue here. We got a blue arrow, we're blue, blue's above the red, blue's above the red. So that's our shift candle that came out at 8:30 a.m. And that same candle is also our ATH. And you can see that this trade took off nicely for us, right? Looks like we were risking 16 to get 51. So it was, again, a 1-to-3 plus risk to reward ratio trade. It appears, even though it is a 15-minute confirmation, so if we see here, we were up at 1.44 pips. So we would have, at the very least, we would have exited half the position once we were up by just 16 pips, right? Moved the stop loss on the rest to break even, or we would have just moved to break even at this point so that we had no risk in the trade. Now, the issue with this trade is there's no FVG entry. So there's no fair value gap entry on this, because the entry for this would have been down here at the wick on the candle prior to the ATH and shift candle. So price would have needed to come down to this area for us to get our entry, okay? So even though this trade is a good trade, it's in profit, I didn't take it. There was no fair value gap entry. So this is a trade that, unless we were just going off the ATH, like I said right here, you wouldn't take. Now on the 15-minute chart here, you also get a double bottom. So you get a double bottom here, and then you get an ATH, right? So you almost get double mitigation on this double bottom here. See how price moves up. Here's your first bottom right here. Price moves up. There's your neckline. Price moves down for your second bottom, stops right here, and then you get the ATH. So you had 2 out of 3 confirmations. You actually had 3 out of 4 once you add the shift candle to that. But if you're looking for the fair value gap entry, you would not have taken this trade, right? Because you would not have been able to get in. Now, the other alert that came out was in GBP USD. And this one here, we had, let's see, if we look at the 4-hour, yes, we have a 4-hour area right here. There's a 4-hour banker candle. We set the alarm on there. Look at those wicks going down to there, man. We drop down to the 1 hour on this one. Let's see what we got here. Again, we got, we do have what's looking like a double bottom here, right? Here's our first bottom. There's our neckline. Price is now coming down to the second bottom. We don't really have any, I don't like this bearish candlestick here because the wick is too long. And this rejection wick is going down to here, which is too long for me for that to be a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. We do get a couple ATH here on the 1-hour chart. Okay. But they come before the double bottom. So as you see here, the ATH has both come out and the candles are well outside of our area of interest here. They're well outside of our area of interest. So then now this has come back down to create a second bottom here. So we do have a double bottom. Now, if we get some kind of a bullish candlestick pattern or an ATH in our area here, then we would have a second confirmation to take this trade. Now, if we look at harmonic scanner, by the way, if we drop down to the 30-minute just for the hell of it here, again, you're still working on double bottom. The ATH came out here, but again, it's not really in the right area, and we don't have a double bottom yet. Now we have a double bottom here, right? Here's the first one, the neckline. Here's the second move down, and now it's starting to move out. So if we can get a bullish candlestick or an ATH on there, and if we look at the harmonic scanner and we find GU here, I'm pretty sure we could find it here somewhere. Here's the GU one. Again, this scan came out a while ago, but if we look at the 1 hour here, so we have to see most recently here, we get a shift candle right here, and that's 2 a.m. today. So if we're looking at the 1 hour here, we don't move into the area here until 3 a.m. Okay, so that 2 a.m. candle isn't valid. That 2 a.m. shift candle isn't valid yet. And so if you drop down to the 30-minute, we have a shift candle right here. We have a shift candle right here that's not valid, doesn't appear to be valid. Although it may be. Let's see what we can look at here. If this, yeah, it does look like the blue is slightly above. That's at 15:30 today. Okay, so that's on the 30-minute at 15:30. So that's kind of right here. So again, that's a shift candle, and we also have an ATH candle right on the same candle. Now you could see here, again, price is already outside of our area of interest. So that's not the best trade for us, right? And then you see what happens here, prices move back down because what's happening is you're getting a second bottom now, right? Here's your first bottom, here's your neckline, and now price is moving down to create that second bottom, okay? And so now would be a perfect time now to get another ATH or a really good bearish candlestick pattern. This one looks like a bearish engulfing, but again, I don't like this wick coming out of the top here, and there's no wick. This one I just don't like. Again, it's subjective. That's the whole thing. If you just use the harmonic scanner and you just use the shift candle and you make sure the 3 indicators line up, then that's easy. That's either a yes or no, right? So you take the trade or you don't. With me, if I'm looking at this and I say, hey, is that a bearish engulfing? You know, I don't like it because of the big wick, right? I don't like this one because of the wick going to the top here on the candle before. So I'm looking this now as forming a double bottom, right? And now at this point on this 30-minute chart, I'd be looking for a nice bullish candlestick pattern or an ATH now, or another shift candle to come out. Trying to see when it looks like the last shift candle here. Was this the one that the last shift candle here looks like came out at the sellers are still in control there, so that's not a good shift candle. So that's what we're looking at today, guys. We have the one tonight. We have the one trade, and we're watching this one here, AUD-NZD. We're watching to see if we can get a trade on here. I thought there was one other one that I was watching, but I can't remember. Can't remember what it was. So we have the one trade right now in AUD-CAD, right? Tried to you see now it's trying to get it back above a break-even point here, but it just dropped back down below it. But hopefully that starts to move up now and moves into profit overnight. And then once we hit that London session, it just takes off up. So I'll keep an eye on that, and I'll take images of that for you if I do get out of that trade. So that's it for tonight, guys. Have a great day.